Awesome. I think there's enough people here now. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll explain what I'm doing in just a second. But as usual, I'm going to start it with this. It is not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how the strong person stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the one who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls, who neither know victory nor defeat. I just love that poem. I think that was written by Theodore Roosevelt. I think that's one of my favorite pieces of writing, aside from stuff by Rumi. Anyway, welcome guys. My name is Orion. I am a developing evidential psychic, and I'm here to do a reading for anyone that it seems to call to. And if no one's interested, that's fine. I also tend to start these out with something that I felt called to kind of share with people. It's interesting doing precognitive work. You know, before you even go into a room like this and it fills with people, you know that there's at least someone who needs at least one message. And I've known this for about a day, so I'm just going to go ahead and share it. The universe doesn't make mistakes, and neither does the divine. So whoever it is already here in the room, and here it is. When you're thinking about loved ones that you care about who are dying or who have died, there's a lot of uncertainties. In our culture, nobody seems to want to talk about death. Nobody seems to want to talk about difficult subjects because they're difficult. But I wanted to bring forth a message tonight that death is not necessarily difficult. And I know that that's hard for some of you to hear, but I just want you to know I'm in the arena with you. My father is slowly passing away of Alzheimer's. I'm not immune to grief and dying. Tonight, I wanted to set the tone with authenticity and let you guys know that in my own experience, I've been a remote viewer now for 6 years. I've been a student of evidential mediumship for 2 years, and now am focusing my sights on evidential psychism. What I've learned throughout that time is that when we pass, it is not a bad thing. Where we are now in this reality is actually the dream. And when we die, we wake up. How do I know this? And how can you test this yourself so that you can have some comfort and knowing about this? That's a great question. Many of you have probably heard of the term out-of-body experiences and astral projection. Until it's happened to you, it's just a buzzword, right? It's just a phrase that means nothing. Here's what I wanted to say to you guys. If you ever feel sleep paralysis, you know, like you wake up but you can't seem to move, or there's a weight on your chest in the middle of the night, or you start to feel buzzing or vibrations kind of going up and down in your body, that's not a scary thing. That is actually your body getting ready to do out-of-body or astral projection. The point I'm trying to make is we tend to leave our bodies almost every night. And when you think about it, dying is simply the physical body, this body, no longer being able to contain the spirit or the soul, right? I think we can all agree on that. When someone dies, it's because their body dies. You know, their heart gives out, or, you know, whatever it is. If you can astral project or go out of body just once prior to physically dying, you'll know that there's more to this reality. And while you're in that state, the sensation of it is organic, uplifting, fulfilling, and joyful. I'm going to end really quick here on a story. About a week ago, as I was falling asleep, I was saying to myself, mind awake, body asleep, mind awake, body asleep. And I fell asleep and I woke up about an hour later, and it was one of those times when you wake up, but your eyes don't open, but you know that you're awake. And I started to feel this buzzing, which built, and it started going up and down in my entire body. And I knew what this was because I've been trying to go out of body for months now. And the first thing that I did was I felt like I should panic and freeze. And then believe it or not, I thought of my cat's face, because he brings me so much comfort, and I love my kitty. His name is Moon. And I was still kind of freaked out, and then I realized, wait, I want this. I've been gunning for this, so let's just go. And I just relaxed. And the craziest thing happened, you guys. It was really interesting. So I think this universe, this reality, this earth is a training ground for consciousness. I think that it's a place that develops your inner strength. Because as this was happening, as soon as something noticed that I wasn't afraid anymore, and I was relaxing everything in me and just easing into it, even though my body's like doing this crazy vibration thing. Like I felt like I was plugged into an electrical socket. There was no pain, but just a buzzing. I heard this crazy scratching behind me. I'm a pet sitter by trade, and there's a dog that I was watching. And for a second, I was like, oh, the dog must be in the bed. And it's an older dog. And I was worried, is the dog dying? Because it was like crazy, guys. It was so loud. It was like, imagine a dog jumping up on your bed while you're sleeping and then kicking and screaming. I heard a loud crack, like a tree, like a redwood in the forest, snapping, just crack. And I relaxed even further, even though it was right by my ear. And I started to feel myself float down, not up, but down, like just a few inches. And I'm relaxing more into it, and I'm falling, and I'm like expanding. It was like my body turned into like water. It was dripping down and out. And before anything else happened, before I did any movement commands or set my intention to go anywhere or do anything, I just stayed there for a minute, thanking myself for making it that far, because this is the state that all of our loved ones who pass go through. Out-of-body experiences, astral projection is similar to dying. I'm bringing this up not to be morbid, but because all of us have a fear of death. All of us grieve those who die. But there's a way to reframe this practically and in a way that you can test yourself. So I'm laying there. I'm a few inches below my physical body, whatever that means. That's exactly what I felt. And I didn't try for this, it just happened. I just instantly was flooded with peace and gentleness and energy. Remember when you were like 8 years old running, and you go from point A to point B, you were running? It was like that, but it wasn't a sense of urgency or being too excited. It was just a natural, buzzy, going home feeling. And I just laid there, and it couldn't have lasted for more than 5 seconds, but it felt like 10 minutes. And of course my eyes are still closed. My astral eyes are still closed too. And I began to see, how when you're laying there with your eyes closed, you can see kind of colors come and go. They became pixelated. And in the pixelated little dots of multicolors, they became brighter. When you're in that state, you feel what you see, right? It's like, if you can imagine, if you have a child or a family member that you love dearly, right? Think of that person, or a cat, right? And you think of them, you connect to them. Like, it's more than just seeing them on the other side of the room. It's you connect to them. And whatever this face was, it wasn't looking right at me. It wasn't scaring me. It was kind of looking like to the side like this, sort of like, I don't know, like maybe like the Buddha, like how the Buddha would look while it's sitting there and just gently gazing downward. And then it opened its eyes and it started to look at me. And just before I made eye contact with this face, how the heck do I describe it? It was like I felt a warm blanket wrapped around my soul. Have you ever taken a blanket out of the dryer, wrapped it around you? It was like that, but on an energetic, spiritual, emotional level. And if that's what I felt 5 seconds into the out-of-body or astral projection or dying process, right? Because when you do that, you're effectively separating from the body. And it's the same thing that happens with death. In the first 5 seconds, guys, that was my experience. Imagine an hour into that process. Imagine a day into that process with our loved ones, all of us. And I say hour because we all share grief. We all share people that we love, and they pass. I bring all of this up because this is something that you can test for yourself. If you want to know what's on the other side, you don't have to believe me. There's a lot of people on this app who tell you this and that. There's also a lot of fear-based thinking about what happens after we die. That sucks, I know, because I've had spiritual psychosis going through that myself. But you can test it yourself simply by going out of body. And you don't even have to open your eyes once you're there. You can just do what I did, take it one step at a time. And just feel that separation, but go nowhere. Just feel the separation and just be there for a moment. And you come back here and you DM me or you comment and you tell me what it felt like for you. Because it was incredible for me, and I'm going to be trying to do that as often as I can. I woke up the next morning feeling so energized and so refreshed. It was insane. It's like I was 18 again. I had vivid dreams all that night. Anyway, my goal here, if I ever share spiritual insights or, psychic stories or things that I've experienced as a remote viewer or an evidential medium, just a student of evidential mediumship, I always want to remind people that these are things that you can seek out yourself and that you can test yourself. I welcome skeptics as long as they're respectful, because I'll always offer concepts that can be tried yourself. If you don't know how to go out of body, you don't have to fall for courses. You don't have to pay a lot of money to learn how. It's as simple as this. Pick a night when you have plenty of time to rest. Simply lay down and get comfortable and set the intention that your mind will remain awake and your body will be asleep. I also have videos on my YouTube channel. There's a link in my bio here in TikTok where you can go. All of this is free, by the way. There's 2 different videos for astral projection, and they produce a chime sound, just a gentle little wind chime sound. One is every 5 minutes. That's used more for a different thing called extended remote viewing. But another one does it after 4 hours. It'll chime for 3 times every 5 minutes. And that's just to wake you up just enough to come out of sleep, but become aware, and then just wait, and then let that buzzing build, and then you're off to the races. So if anyone's just joining, I've just been letting the room fill up with these lovely folks, and I can feel all you guys tonight. By the way, there's some really creative and beautiful people here tonight. Yeah, there's some really cool folks in here tonight. So welcome. My name is Orion. I am a developing evidential psychic. That means that I'm not perfect. It means that I'm here trying to get feedback on what works and what doesn't. My intention is to become the best psychic I can be that performs evidentially. There are a lot of intuitives in the world, and there are also a lot of people that unfortunately don't provide evidence when they're doing their intuitive work. Everyone's allowed to work in their own way, but my goal is to work intuitively. So for the next moment or two, I'm just going to settle myself, and I dare anyone who's here to comment if they'd like a reading, if they feel called to receive a reading. I won't do one without permission, and my intention is only to provide help for anyone who'd like any information. Francis, how's it going? Francis loves popcorn. I'd love to give you a reading, friend. Thank you. How are you tonight, Francis? Are you eating popcorn? All right. I like Francis is eating crackers. I like how you describe yourself in the third person. That's awesome. So, give me one sec here. Oh, Francis is your dog. I'm Kareen. Oh, cool. Hi, Kareen. Oh my God, I bet that's so cute to watch your avenue. I'm going intuitively by feeling. And so my first impulse when I tune into your energy is to ask if you are living in the city. So I don't know if high-rise buildings or not, but just sort of a metropolitan or metro environment where you could walk 5 minutes and get a cup of coffee, or a bite to eat or something like that, and let me know. Even if I'm wrong, that's great. This gets recorded and I watch it later to learn which feelings were truthful and which were just my imagination. And while waiting for you, I'm just gonna tune in. Gotcha, thanks. You live in a small town, but 5 minutes from our downtown. All right. Ooh. Kareen, do you work a job that serves other people? And I know we all do that by working, but oh, that's cool. Your daughter's flying in from Chicago. Do you work? Let's see what color comes with that. It's interesting. There's like a swooping up with your employment. Okay, so let me feel it out. It's either this or that. Hold on. I see you working with a lot of records, like paperwork, but specifically it might be digital records at your job. But there is this odd swooping thing that's happening. So I'm torn between hairstylist or paper pusher, It's interesting. Let me see. But you do good with it. There's something about it. You take the information and it spreads out and it helps people. If I were to guess, I would say like, what's the word for that? Like the public health fund or social work, working to benefit other people. And I see numerous other people that benefit from your work. And I feel like what you do for work is you have 2 jobs working for a nonprofit. We do have to. Thank you. What I was going to say was, I see you reaching out to many, many different people, and some connections are longer and some are shorter, but I see day to day, there's this emphasis on you. It feels like there's a goal. There's a certain number that you have to, I say have to loosely, or, that you set the goal to connect with daily. And the connection happens in different ways. So there's different people. And is it true that the way that you connect with these people is different depending upon the person, specifically depending upon kind of their level in society or I hate to say it, but okay, I'm just going to say it. Do you use software that tells you sort of the demographic, like how Facebook ads would, right? About the individuals that you're targeting with your marketing efforts for your nonprofit. You know, and that way you could reach out to this kind of person differently than you'd reach out to this other kind of person. When you have a moment, just let me know. Kareen, that's a cool name. Oh, you say yes. Thank you for the validation. Kareen. Most people don't appreciate this, but I personally, as a psychic, enjoy describing people's higher self, their energy, how they feel to me. So I think you'd appreciate that. Honestly, to me, you feel like someone who doesn't get seen enough. I think your efforts go partially unnoticed. I feel like there's two aspects of your days. One is your work, but there's another one coming in. Green, where is that? Is the building that you work in specifically surrounded by a ton of grass, like lots of green, or your home, is it surrounded by lots of green grass that you, like if you're to almost get inside your building, all around you in your peripheral vision is just green grass? Also, do you happen to work in maybe Atlanta or in the South, perhaps? Oh, you say, yes, we're near the school's field. So that's the grass I'm seeing. This is so cool, by the way, because so I've been doing remote viewing for 6 years, right? And evidential mediumship just for like 2. And only recently I've jumped from mainly visual impressions, which is remote viewing, although it should really be more properly called remote experiencing. But I'm actually trying to steer away from the visual part of psychism because that's my strength, and I'm trying to develop like feeling. But yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for all of this validation. Kareen, that's a cool name, Kareen. Hi, Molly. Yeah, I'm doing a reading right now for Kareen, also known as Francis Loves Popcorn. Francis is Kareen's dog that loves eating popcorn. Can you imagine that? How cute that would be? But I can move forward on you in just a second. I feel like there's a bit more that Kareen needs. Let me see if there's anything. Oh, you live in the Pacific Northwest, just like I do. That's cool. Are you, by chance, do you come from... Is there a connection to the South with your family, and then also a connection to the Northeast of America? Medicine. Okay, hold on. Little white pills. 2 pills, 2 little white pills. Kareen, if I ever get too personal, just tell me to shut up and I'll absolutely respect that. All right, so hold on. There's something about medicine coming in. Let's see where this takes me, because this is important. Okay, cool. You say no worries, no family in the South. So note to self, go back on how that felt. So medicine, you don't have to answer this, Kareen. You really don't, but do you or your mother take white pills? They would be capsules, not, pills, but just capsules. I feel like it's more like your mother who does or did take pills, and there's either twice a day is important or 2 at a time, 2 white capsule-shaped pills. Let's see where we're going with this. This is important. I know this. They're white as well. Okay, so let's feel out some options. Are these supplements or is this pharmaceutical? Magnesium each night, we both do. Interesting. Why is that so important? Let's see. Did they make you too tired? If so, maybe they're magnesium citrate. You might want to switch to a gentler kind of magnesium. There's a kind called magnesium gluconate. Okay, you say yes, they do make you too tired. And do they make you kind of feel, not maybe hungover, but like just too tired the next day, where it's like, oh, I'm a little depressed, I'm a little down, I'm a little tired, like the coffee's not kicking in. For some reason, that's important. We take glycinate. Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, maybe you mean magnesium. Oh, I said that. Sorry, magnesium glycinate. I don't even remember saying that. Okay, cool. Okay, hold on. Yes, come in, come in. Bones. Bones. Okay, I need to reset. But I will come back to bones. So just hold on. Bones. Let's get back here. Karine, do you identify as female? And do you happen to be African American? You don't have to answer these questions if you're not comfortable. I'm just asking. Yes, we take magnesium glycinate and they make us foggy. Thanks for the confirmation. So for whatever reason, it was very important for me to tell you to consider different types of magnesium. Okay, nope, sadly, just a white female. So you're female, okay, and white. Thank you. I'm going to review that later. So note to self, which one felt stronger? Does your hair, do you have hair that's like shoulder length and maybe a little bit longer, but it kind of flips up at the end, you know, like not like crazy, you know, but just a little bit? Or is there something about flippy hair? Or do you have a relative whose hair would kind of do that? Now I'm seeing kind of sandy blonde hair with this person. It might be you. Longer brown hair and it flips up a bit with my layers. Thanks for the confirmation. Wow. Oh, I see the connection now. Okay, so I was being told about magnesium. So do me a favor, after, when you get a minute, Google the different types of magnesium and start using the one that's not. Hi, Meg, I'll answer your question in just a second. Google different types of magnesium. Go to Reddit, for example, and read experiences that people have on different types of magnesium. I was using, I think, magnesium citrate. Doesn't seem like you do, but I think I switched to glycinate and that helped a lot. But try different kinds. I also only take one every other day, and that's perfect for me. So anyway, the reason I say that is because there's a connection between that and your work. I see you when your work ethic, you're like, I see, it's like cartoon, like Looney Tunes. I see your little, like when they rev up to run really fast, I see you doing that. And you have all of this energy. I feel like you're a runner. I feel like you actively exercise. And if you don't, I feel like you should, because I can see it expanding your health beyond where you're currently at. You've been talking about changing your magnesium. Cool. Do you currently run on a treadmill or run in general? because there's something here about running. Anyway, while you're answering that, I'm going to answer Meg. Hi, Meg. How does this work? Great question. I'm just a student of evidential psychism. I'm developing, and this works by giving readings as I have time to. Right now, I'm reading for Francis Loves Popcorn, and I think there was someone named Molly who was curious if I could give a reading too. You do have a treadmill, but it's dusty. Okay, so then the message here would be to consider wiping the dust off the treadmill and using it again. So there's more to this. So now the aperture's opening up with you. There's a daisy chain of information coming. Just note to self when I review this. Let's pull on the thread and see the next important piece, because this is all going to be important and it's going to lead up somewhere for your benefit. You need to go to the ocean more often and walk on the beach and pick up shells. And you need to connect with a passed over loved one who used to collect shells or walk on the beach. They feel female to me. So let's just jump into mediumship instead now, because we're switching gears here. Francis, I'm going to do this one last thing and then I'm going to help Molly out here in just a second. Is anyone here coming in for Francis? Oh. I'm going to read what you say out loud. Because I don't get to see the screen. It's the audio of this. By the way, I'm sorry that your husband passed 5 years ago from brain cancer. We loved picking up shells. Okay. I'm going to bring a message to you from him. This is highly important, and I do want to receive this message clearly with full intent of helping her. So I'm going to need your help. I'm a student. Okay. My intention now is to expand my eternal divine spark throughout this entire physical body. And my intention now is to expand this spark even further, just outside of this body. And now 6 feet outside of this physical body. And now beginning to integrate only with the husband of this woman. Oh man, oh. Okay. I won't forget that, I'll tell her. And then what else? Did it affect him specifically first, or did you first start to notice it? And again, you do not have to answer this. But if you want to answer it, I would like to know. Did the brain cancer start on the right side of his head? And I feel pain and tension here, and then it goes down my neck and kind of wraps back around like to my temples, and I have this splitting headache. If this is too difficult, by the way, you can just say, we don't need to go down this avenue, and I will stop immediately. Okay, cool. Thank you. You say yes. Okay, so thanks for the confirmation. Okay, so I'm connected to how it felt for him. You get to take the wheel, friend. I want to help her out, and I know you do too. Where are we going with this? You have to bring that closer. I can't see it. Ride up to me and then expand it, please. Okay, yellow, gold. But to me it looks like a fan, like that blows air. What is this that I'm looking at? Is that? Was it, I don't know if you ever watched The Office, but there's a character named Dwight, and he always wears these like same like monochromatic, like mustard yellow shirts and ties. I'm getting that color with this gentleman. I'm wondering if it's a shirt, and if it is a shirt, it's sort of like lines in it. Like it's almost like a plaid checkered flannel, or is it a blanket? Was the blanket that was on him, did it look like that? Was it a checkered pattern with yellow and like white lines? You know what I'm talking about? Like how a flannel looks? This would have been an article of clothing or a blanket that was significant and is evidential for me to have brought up to you. Flannel blanket and made by your aunt. Thank you. And he had to have it in the end. Thank you for the confirmation. So, okay, we'll pause for just a second. Don't go anywhere. Stay in my energy. You can use it as needed. Just hold on. Oh my gosh, it's in your lap. Like right now? Okay, that is evidential. Okay, so I just want you to know. Yes, thank you for the confirmation. Okay, I just want you to know he is with you right now. Otherwise, how would he see and then communicate through me to you through TikTok about this blanket that was with him in the end and which is now with you now? Now, if that's not like a direct link, I don't know what is. If that's not evidence, I don't know what is. So I'm not surprised by this. I feel he is with me a lot. That's beautiful. He is with you a lot. I'm honored, by the way, that your higher self and his self allowed me to do this. Thank you. And thank you. Did he have, what is this? What I want to do with my hair? What do I do with my hair? Did he have hair that was like kind of brownish, maybe blonde, but did it like come to like a swoop, like here a little bit some days? Like did he kind of comb it or brush it to the side and there was a part that would kind of come here maybe? Like I want to tug at it right here. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see your message. We've known each other since we were 4. Wow, that's some soulmate stuff. By the way, while I'm waiting for you to answer, if anyone here is enjoying this, please feel free to follow me. My intention as a developing evidential psychic student is to bring evidence. Not fluff, not cold reading, just evidence. My intention is to serve you and myself by learning. So please, if you're enjoying this, follow me. I don't always have a ton of time, but I am available for private readings. Oh, that's so cool. Feel free to share this out to people that you think would appreciate this. So you say he had dark brown hair. It did swoop, especially when we dated. So to me, he's bringing up, okay, so here's the other thing. This is so yummy. God, I love this stuff. I love what I do. He's bringing in information that's reminding you of the love right? The youth, the health, the love. I mean, come on. How beautiful is that? We go on, guys. We go on and we stay who we are and we bring love back. How cool is that? And it's happening right now in my life and in your life. I don't know. I'm just pretty stoked. Hi, Scream Hippie. So everybody would like a reading. I appreciate that. First thing you should do is follow me and please like this live so that more people have access to me. If I miss you tonight because I think there's another person ahead of you, Scream Hippie, named Molly, who wanted a reading, in my bio, there's a link where you can book a private appointment, and it's very inexpensive since I'm a developing student. Our love was beautiful, and it is beautiful. Okay, thank you. You go help others. Awesome. And you too, one last thing here. God, he's beautiful. Like, his eyes are so beautiful. Oftentimes when I'm doing mediumship, they'll come right up in my face. It's not spooky, it's lovely. And I can just see his eyes. Were his eyes, were they bluish? Like a light blue? And that'll be the last thing, and then I'll move on. He was very beautiful, handsome, hazel eyes. Awesome, thank you. Thanks for your time tonight. Molly, are you still here? If so, please comment. And you're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm going to give you a few moments to comment, Molly, if you're still here. And if not, I believe Scream Hippie would be next. Hi, Molly. You say yes. That's awesome. Cool, cool. All right. So, and by the way, guys, if I run out of time tonight, be sure to like this, share it with people that you think would like it, and follow me for a chance to get a reading in the future. I'm going live as often as I can, and these readings are free for this entire month. In the new year, I might charge something, but for now, they're free as I'm trying to develop. So come back often. If I go live, jump in with me. First come, first served. But here we go. So from Molly. How are you tonight, Molly? How's your evening, wherever you are? Doing well. I'm glad to hear it. All right, so let me center here. Molly, do you have a daughter? You do. I'm going to try something, Molly. I've never done this before. I'm going to let your higher self dictate the reading. So I now ask Molly's higher self to take the wheel for her greatest good. Okay. What is that? Okay, so Is it symbolic or is it literal? So over here for symbolic, over here for literal. Go ahead. Okay. Molly, do you, and what color? Okay, okay. White, black, green. Okay, so there's some health stuff we're going to talk about, Molly. I don't know what that is yet, but we'll get to that. And then there's the white thing. So work. We'll start with work. So let's open that up. Let's talk about Molly's work. Oh, it's so colorful there. Molly, are you some kind of a teacher? Do you happen to work with children or something about flowers? Your work environment might have decorations to calm children or people. I just see like flowers on the wall, or like it could be a painting. Or work in the field of mental health. While I'm waiting to get confirmation from Molly, if anyone is enjoying this, please like the live. Follow me as well. That costs you nothing to follow a guy like me. I am an evidential student, work not colorful, not in education. Thank you so much. Note to self, go back, review this and how it felt. Share this out with people that you think would benefit from this reading. But again, if you follow me, that's the greatest thing you can do and that I can do for you, because I give these evidential readings as often as I can, and they're free, at least until the new year. So, I'm hitting on flowers though. Cool. I do want to go back to your work environment. Do you work on a team with predominantly women? I just see women looking up at an employer or a boss. If this is not literal and it's symbolic, then you would be part of something that helps women maybe raise their chin up. You know, like keep your chin up, be proud. Or women have a higher outlook. I'm trying to tease out as a student if this is literal or symbolic, and your confirmation, whether correct or incorrect, is definitely going to help me later, because I'm going to review this and rewatch this. So let me know your thoughts on that when you have a moment. And again, if anyone's enjoying this, I'm a student of Evidential Psychism, and feel free to like this and share this with anyone you think might benefit. And please follow me so that I can work with you in the future. I'm also available for appointments that are very reasonably priced, as I'm a student of Evidential Psychism right now. Molly says no. Thank you for the confirmation. So then I'm going to go back to flowers. I'm hitting on flowers. Let's jump into the flowers. Fraggle 1615, great name by the way. Down a Fraggle Rock, down a Fraggle Rock. Remember the dog from Fraggle Rock? And my wife makes fun of me for calling it Fraggle Rock, but that's how you call it. I know it's supposed to be Fraggle. You can schedule with me, just follow me on TikTok, and there's a link in my bio on TikTok through Calendly where you can book an appointment with me. It's very reasonably priced, like I said. And if that doesn't work for this is not good for my ADD, guys. All right, so Molly, right, back to you, Molly. Okay, let's see. I just see you holding a hand mirror, like the kind that like my mom in the 80s had a hand mirror. Not like the small kind you put in your purse, but like a hand mirror. Like it's got a handle and then it's like kind of like a squarish or like rectangular shape. And I just see you holding that, looking at something. Let's see where that goes. I see specifically like a red dot or spot on the skin on your face, somewhere on your face. It feels like the right side. I don't know if TikTok reverses the image for this, but so this is my right cheek. That's where I'm seeing it on your cheek. Oh, hold on. I got to solve a puzzle piece to prove the TikTok that I'm a human being. Okay. Any connection to NASCAR or race cars specifically? Very fast cars or a very fast car. This could also be a relative. Maybe I'm getting a lot of people coming through tonight for mediumship. This might be somebody. Hi, Rebecca Robinson. How are you? Relatives that are coming in with these signs and symbols for people. No, thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. Note to self, go back, check the feeling. Maybe it was somebody else who's in the chat. Well, gosh, Molly, what can I do? Is there a painting? Oh, that's pretty. Is there a painting with flowers? There's a purple flower, a red flower, and what kind of flower is that? Is that a gardenia? It's not an orchid. God, what flower is that? They have them in funeral homes because they put off such a pungent smell. Anyway, it's a painting, and there's like this soft gold light in the background. It's a, what is that called? A still life? What is that called? Real life? If there's any painters here in the audience, let me know. Oh, I was right about a red spot on the cheek. Maybe I'll jump back to that in a second because that will be important then if it's health related. But is there a painting near you or that's important that has these flowers in a painting and there's like a gold light in the background or it's like the flowers are in the foreground and there's like this gold light, a very thin line of gold in the background. Hi, Rebecca. You say your mom died of a massive heart attack in July of last year. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible. I'm going to stay with Molly for just a bit, though. And if I have time, I'll help you out, Rebecca. While I'm waiting on Molly's confirmation, if anyone is enjoying this, please double tap the screen and like this. Share it out to anyone that you think might benefit from this. And please feel free to follow me and book private sessions. They are very reasonably priced. The link is in my bio. Molly says, not what you're explaining specifically, but I have floral art. Okay. So let's see here. If I should go to the red spot on the face or the flowers, let's see. Ooh, definitely okay. So we'll go to the red spot on the face. And what's the significance for Molly's highest good? Let's help Molly. Let's do everything we can to help Molly. Okay, here's the hand mirror and you're holding it. Stretching the skin, doing. All right, next step. Do you use a beauty product or like a lotion or a serum? I only know that word because I'm married and my wife has serums. That comes in a glass green bottle that you use. It feels like you would use it at night before bed on your face. Let me know about that. By the way, I just want to take a second and acknowledge everyone here. I appreciate all of you. I see the hearts coming up on the screen. Thank you. feel free to invite me and feel free to follow me and share this out to anyone that you think might benefit from evidential psychic readings. These are all free, by the way, guys, until the new year. If you do want to book a private session, I have either 20 minutes or 60 minutes available. The link is in my bio. It is very reasonably priced. You'll understand when you click the link, as I'm a student. Although I've been a remote viewer for 6 years and a student of evidential mediumship for 2, to me, I'm still learning. But anyway, okay, so let me go back and see what Molly said. I think I missed it. I use various moisturizers, so that seems like, okay. Well, anything else I can pull through from Molly here that's important, that would serve her highest good? No, I'm going back to flowers, specifically roses. And I'm not even going there. Somebody else is with, it feels like a matriarchal energy that used roses symbolically or had a smell of roses. There's an odor of roses. This could have been a perfume that they wore, or they were something about roses specifically to them. And you would know this as evidence. So female, ancestor, mother or grandmother, roses, and not red, but pink. This would have grown. Did it grow in your yard? Is this? I'm seeing bed sheets with roses on them. White linen sheets with roses on them. Pulled tight. The bed is made like, almost like somebody in the military would make a bed. It's like perfect. Molly, is this for you? If not, let me know. I may be off here. Possibly a grandma. Okay. Would she have had a floral print bedspread? Like, I'm talking like all matching. And if they weren't colorful, perhaps they were outlines of flowers that would have been in like a blue outline, or... So imagine a flower, draw an outline around a flower with like a blue line or maybe purple, and just have those outlines like crisscrossing on sheets on a bedspread. It would have been a sheet with matching pillowcases and a matching blanket. If it is a grandmother, did her husband pass and then she lived alone for a period of time towards the end of her life? If so, then I'm on the right track. If not, then this is good feedback for me to learn from. Anna P says it sounds like your mom. Oh, she passed first. Okay, thank you. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I'm going to give her an opportunity to come through here. So give me a second. If anybody would like to learn something about mediumship, I'm going to tell you the secret, what most mediums do. This is how they do it. Ready? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to say out loud what I'm doing. Molly says that she does grow roses. Awesome, so that's what I was seeing in the yard. Are they pink, not red? All right, here I go. And I'll get back to your answer, Molly. So my intention now is to expand my eternal divine spark throughout this entire physical body. And now to expand it even further outside of this physical body, and to extend and to begin to integrate only with the spirit that is coming through for Molly at this time. All messages only in truth and evidential for Molly's highest good. Energy. Let's help Molly tonight. What's the message? Did your grandmother have a dog, specifically a medium-sized or small dog? Medium-length hair on the dog, not your grandma. No, thank you. Out of curiosity, Molly, did you just go shopping today at the grocery store? Or were you working on a grocery list today? Or is that relevant connection between you and your grandmother? Hi, Elia Martin. How's it going? Peace back to you. Molly says no. Thank you, Molly. Molly, I think I might wrap on this soon. I feel like I'm not there. I'm not doing it. And if I'm not bringing through evidence for you, that's kind of the point to do. But, oh yeah, I wanted to see if you ever responded about the color of those roses, if they're pink, not red. Oh, your mom grew roses. Oh, maybe it was your mom coming through. Interesting. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this, please like this live, follow me, and share this out to anyone and everyone that you think might benefit from a student of evidential psychism. I only provide evidence, or at least that's my intention. I'm a developing psychic. I do not charge anything for these readings until the new year. And if you would like to book a personal reading that's either 20 minutes or 60 minutes, the prices are incredibly reasonable. The link is in my bio. I have many colors. Gotcha. Interesting. I appreciate you, Molly. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't connect more, but this is good feedback. I hope you have an awesome evening. I am going to wrap here soon, guys. I do have one last message to share with you guys. I would love to give a reading to all of you guys. I just don't have the time tonight. But if you follow me, I'm going to go live as often as I can this week. And I always go live on Sundays at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So please follow me and like this and share this out to people that you think would appreciate it so that I can get to you at some point. And if you want to book a private reading, I am totally available for that as well. The prices are extremely reasonable. If you click the link in my bio, you'll understand what I mean. Here's the message for everyone that's here. So a couple things. One, there's a ton of noise in the world right now. It is brutal out there, as we all know. Regardless your beliefs, your perspectives, anything. We're all alive, we're human, we have feelings, right? Here's what I'll say. When you're weaving a tapestry, if you look at it from underneath, you see all the threads that are bare and loose, and it looks like crap, right? It looks chaotic, it doesn't make sense. There's another perspective that's coming where you'll see it from the top, where the tapestry is perfectly woven. Every single thread that runs through it will make sense. There's the perspective that we're looking at now of the world. It doesn't make sense. There's a perspective that's coming that does make sense. All of this, every moment of your day and my day, is helping weave this tapestry together. All of you are. It doesn't matter what you do. You don't have to be in bliss. You don't have to be in alignment. You don't have to do any of this crap. Just be yourself. You have to be authentic to you. And that's the most important contribution that you can make to the world. And it takes courage to do that, I know. I'm autistic myself. It takes courage to be autistic in this world every day, let alone to be an intuitive who's out with their gifts, so to say. And then the last thing, stepping stones. Stepping stones. For a minute, just with me, I want us all to do this together. Imagine for a moment, if you can, everyone who's alive in the world right now, right? They're all on paths, right? If you were to look at all of them at the same time, it wouldn't make any sense because they're all going in all these odd, crazy directions, right? But if you were to freeze time and look at every single being who's on the planet right now, standing on their stepping stone, about to take a step in the next direction, I want you to bear in mind that regardless of their step, that you judge it to be incorrect, wrong, evil, vile, whatever, is the best step that their brain and heart can think to take with the life that they've been living. If you were able to fully judge someone, it means that you would have to have understood every single moment of their life that added up to equal who they became in their life, and none of us can do that. Anger is a curved blade. What does that mean? Anger is a curved blade. It harms the wielder of it just as much as it cuts down the opponent. Yeah, I'm just going to end it here and just suggest that people unplug for a bit. Do what you can to reduce the noise of the world. Get back in tune with your own body. Sit still for a few minutes tonight. Feel your feet touch the floor, your bare feet. Do what he did in Die Hard. Make fists of the carpet with your feet, right? And just be present with your body. And set the intention to, instead of tuning into all that noise, just for 5 minutes tonight, intend to feel your own heart space. And don't judge it. Just feel it. Good, bad, angry, sad, whatever it is. Because the most authentic thing that you can do is feel your own feelings and just be present with them. See if there's anything else before I wrap. So think about that, my friends. All of you, thank you again. If you like this live, tap the screen like crazy. Throw as many hearts up there as you possibly can, just so I get out there and I'm exposed to more people that I can help. Please be sure to follow me and check out the link in my bio if you'd like a very reasonably priced private session with me for 20 minutes or 60. I will be giving free readings as often as I go live as I can until the beginning of the new year. Again, I appreciate all of you. Have a good night. Hey Janice, how's it going tonight? Hi Desiree, how's it going? Be Minton 92, hello. Napper 2, how's it going? How's it going, Mr. Johnson? User whatever. 6069, blah, blah, blah. Awesome. I think there's enough people here now. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll explain what I'm doing in just a second. But as usual, I'm going to start it with this. It is not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how the strong person stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the one who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls, who neither know victory nor defeat. I just love that poem. I think that was written by Theodore Roosevelt. I think that's one of my favorite pieces of writing, aside from stuff by Rumi. Anyway, welcome guys. My name is Orion. I am a developing evidential psychic, and I'm here to do a reading for anyone that it seems to call to. And if no one's interested, that's fine. I also tend to start these out with something that I felt called to kind of share with people. It's interesting doing precognitive work. You know, before you even go into a room like this and it fills with people, you know that there's at least someone who needs at least one message. And I've known this for about a day, so I'm just going to go ahead and share it. The universe doesn't make mistakes, and neither does the divine. So whoever it is already here in the room, and here it is. When you're thinking about loved ones that you care about who are dying or who have died, there's a lot of uncertainties. In our culture, nobody seems to want to talk about death. Nobody seems to want to talk about difficult subjects because they're difficult. But I wanted to bring forth a message tonight that death is not necessarily difficult. And I know that that's hard for some of you to hear, but I just want you to know I'm in the arena with you. My father is slowly passing away of Alzheimer's. I'm not immune to grief and dying. Tonight, I wanted to set the tone with authenticity and let you guys know that in my own experience, I've been a remote viewer now for 6 years. I've been a student of evidential mediumship for 2 years, and now am focusing my sights on evidential psychism. What I've learned throughout that time is that when we pass, it is not a bad thing. Where we are now in this reality is actually the dream. And when we die, we wake up. How do I know this? And how can you test this yourself so that you can have some comfort and knowing about this? That's a great question. Many of you have probably heard of the term out-of-body experiences and astral projection. Until it's happened to you, it's just a buzzword, right? It's just a phrase that means nothing. Here's what I wanted to say to you guys. If you ever feel sleep paralysis, you know, like you wake up but you can't seem to move, or there's a weight on your chest in the middle of the night, or you start to feel buzzing or vibrations kind of going up and down in your body, that's not a scary thing. That is actually your body getting ready to do out of body or astral projection. The point I'm trying to make is we tend to leave our bodies almost every night. And when you think, and while you're in that state, the sensation of it is organic, uplifting, fulfilling, and joyful. I'm going to end really quick here on a story. About a week ago, as I was falling asleep, I was saying to myself, mind awake, body asleep, mind awake, body asleep. And I fell asleep and I woke up about an hour later, and it was one of those times when you wake up, but your eyes don't open, but you know that you're awake. And I started to feel this buzzing, which built, and it started going up and down in my entire body. And I knew what this was because I've been trying to go out of body for months now. And the first thing that I did was I felt like I should panic and freeze. And then believe it or not, I thought of my cat's face because he brings me so much comfort, and I love my kitty. His name is Moon. And I was still kind of freaked out. And then I realized, wait, I want this. I've been gunning for this. So let's just go. And I just relaxed. And the craziest thing happened, you guys. It was really interesting. So I think this universe, this reality, this earth is a training ground for consciousness. I think that it's a place that develops your inner strength. Because as this was happening, as soon as something noticed that I wasn't afraid anymore, and I was relaxing everything in me and just easing into it, even though my body is like doing this crazy vibration thing. Like I felt like I was plugged into an electrical socket. There was no pain, but just a buzzing. I heard this crazy scratching behind me. I'm a pet sitter by trade, and there's a dog that I was watching. And for a second, I was like, oh, the dog must be in the bed. And it's an older dog. And I was worried, is the dog dying? Because it was like crazy, guys. It was so loud. It was like, imagine a dog jumping up on your bed while you're sleeping and then kicking and screaming violently and like, barking through a bullhorn or something like that. I mean, it was terrifying. But still just kept relaxing into it. I was like, whatever that is, I do not care. My priority is to get out of my body more than I'm afraid. Next thing I know, it stopped. I heard a loud crack, like a tree, like a redwood in the forest, snapping, just crack. And I relaxed even further, even though it was right by my ear. And I started to feel myself float down, not up, but down. Like just a few inches, and I'm relaxing more into it, and I'm falling, and I'm like expanding. It was like my body turned into like water. It was dripping down and out. And before anything else happened, before I did any movement commands or set my intention to go anywhere or do anything, I just stayed there for a minute, thanking myself for making it that far, because this is the state that all of our loved ones who pass go through. Out-of-body experiences, astral projection is similar to dying. I'm bringing this up not to be morbid, but because all of us have a fear of death. All of us grieve those who die. But there's a way to reframe this practically and in a way that you can test yourself. So I'm laying there. I'm a few inches below my physical body, whatever that means. That's exactly what I felt. And I didn't try for this. It just happened. I just instantly was flooded with peace and gentleness and energy. Remember when you were like 8 years old running, and you go from point A to point B, you were running? It was like that, but it wasn't a sense of urgency or being too excited. It was just a natural, buzzy, going home feeling. And I just laid there, and it couldn't have lasted for more than 5 seconds, but it felt like 10 minutes. And of course, my eyes are still closed. My astral eyes are still closed too. And I began to see, when you're laying there with your eyes closed, you can see kind of colors come and go. They became pixelated. And in the pixelated little dots of multicolors, they became brighter. And I saw a face. That sounds scary, right? But it wasn't, because when you're in that state, you feel what you see. Right? It's like, if you can imagine, if you have a child or a family member that you love dearly, right? Think of that person, or a cat, right? And you think of them, you connect to them. Like, it's more than just seeing them on the other side of the room. It's, you connect to them. And whatever this face was, it wasn't looking right at me. It wasn't scaring me. It was kind of looking like to the side like this, sort of like, I don't know, like maybe like the Buddha, like how the Buddha would look while it's sitting there and just gently gazing downward. And then it opened its eyes and it started to look at me. And just before I made eye contact with this face, how the heck do I describe it?